The Tasman Sea, long viewed as a peaceful corridor linking Australia and New Zealand, has unexpectedly become a theater for rising geopolitical friction. So, what's really going on in these once quiet waters? Let's break it down in 5 parts. First, consider the geography. Spanning roughly 2,000 kilometers between the Australian east coast and New Zealand's west coast, the Tasman Sea is far more than a vast expanse of water. It serves as a crucial maritime highway for commerce, communication, and defense. Both nations depend on it for shipping, surveillance, and economic sustainability, giving the sea a high strategic value. Second, history tells us that Australia and New Zealand have long cooperated in the Tasman Sea under the 2004 Maritime Treaty that clearly outlines their exclusive economic zones and continental shelf rights. Their alliance is built on mutual trust, shared values, and a commitment to upholding international maritime law. The sea was once referred to with fondness as the ditch, highlighting its unifying role, until recent events began to change that tone. Third, the most recent disruption comes from China's assertive naval maneuvering. Between February and March 2025, China deployed a powerful naval task group, including the formidable Type 055 destroyer, for live-fire exercises in the Tasman Sea. Although these operations occurred within international waters, they intruded into Australia's exclusive economic zone without prior diplomatic notification. The Chinese Navy issued direct warnings to civilian aircraft flying overhead, catching Australia's air traffic control system off guard. Nearly 50 commercial flights were forced to divert, revealing a serious gap in communication protocols that endangered civilian safety. Fourth, regional political reactions were swift and sharp. Australia's defense minister criticized China's lack of transparency and raised alarms over the potential risks to civil aviation. Prime Minister Albanese confirmed that Australian forces were shadowing the Chinese fleet to ensure national security. Meanwhile, New Zealand's defense minister labeled the exercises as unprecedented in scale. In a diplomatic move, Foreign Minister Winston Peters confronted Beijing directly during a high-level visit, demanding clearer communication channels for future military exercises in the region. Fifth, this situation is not just a regional concern. It's a chapter in a larger geopolitical book. Analysts believe China's actions in the Tasman Sea are a signal to Australia and New Zealand, both of which participate in U.S.-aligned operations in the Taiwan Strait and South China Sea. The drills may also be a strategic response to the growing influence of the AUKUS alliance. In a parallel development, China's new strategic partnership with the Cook Islands, a self-governing state in free association with New Zealand, adds another layer of complexity. This deal, inked without New Zealand's prior knowledge, covers infrastructure and maritime cooperation, and is viewed by some as a challenge to Wellington's long-standing oversight in Pacific affairs. In summary, the calm of the Tasman Sea has given way to uncertainty. Once a symbol of regional unity, it is now a microcosm of the broader Indo-Pacific struggle for influence. The question is no longer whether the Tasman will stay quiet, but how Australia and New Zealand will adapt to a sea that's becoming as politically turbulent as it is geographically vast.